What's up, everybody? We're back for our 23rd episode of our weekly poll list for the week of January 16th, 2019. And before we get into this, I'd like to give another giant shout out to my LCS, Bailey's Comics of Lindenhurst, and its owner, Trung. He really looked out for me. Got some really nice stuff, and I turned around away from the cash register and I saw this. I know the hype is dead, but seeing this thing in real life, I was like astounded. He had a life-size replica of the Infinity Gauntlet in his shop. An amazing piece of architectural work. Beautiful piece of work. It's going for $1,200. If anybody is in the market for an Infinity Gauntlet that's like the size of their torso, you can look into that. And watch the first 3 episodes of Young Justice. I was a little underwhelmed, I guess. It was a good show, the first 3 episodes, but I don't think it was worth the wait. I guess we'll have to see. There's not too much Batman action in there. But anyway, did you guys see that Punisher trailer? Oh my God. Oh man, I got this really corny joke up and telling my daughter. She's just been rolling her eyes at me or whatever. I said, there's White Castle, and then there's Frank Castle. Dun dun dun. He, gets better and better. But anyway, let's run through these books real quick. I'm gonna start off with Dark Horse Comics. We got one book from them, and it is Avatar, Sute's Path, #1 by Sherry Smith and a fan favorite of mine, Jan Duursema. She used to do Star Wars The Republic back in the days for Dark Horse, and that's the only reason I am looking at this book. And I'm just showing cover A by Doug Wheatley. Next we have DC Comics, the book of the week for many people, The Batman Who Laughs #2 by Scott Snyder and Jock. Cover A is by Jock, and cover B is a magnificent Ben Oliver cover. Catwoman #7 by Jolie Jones and Elena Cassandra. Jolie Jones does cover A, and Ben Oliver. I see a trend here. Ben Oliver is doing a very nice Sabrina-ish looking cover B. And when I say Sabrina, I mean like the old black and white movie Sabrina, not Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Detective Comics 996 by Tomasi and Doug Manek. We have a Doug Manek cover for cover A, and a Brian Stelfreeze cover for cover B. Electric Warriors #3. Quite intrigued by this book, even though I haven't picked it up yet. Very nice cover by Steve Orlando and Travel Foreman, and that cover is smashing. The Flash 62 by Joshua Williamson and Christian Douche. We have a David Yarden cover for cover A, and a Jay Lee cover with Flash's Rogues on the cover for cover B. Hawkman #8 by Robert Venditti and Brian Hitch. This book has I wish I had the baseball hitting the ball sound effect. Crack. Yeah, this book has been a home run. Cover A by Brian Hitch and Bill Sienkiewicz cover for cover B, which very large head for Hawkman. Justice League Dark #7 by James Tynion and Alvaro Eduardo Martinez. Yes. Cover A is by Martinez, and cover B is by Kelly Jones. Really don't like that cover B. It's weird. Red Hood Outlaw #30 by Scott Lobdell and Pete Woods. Cover A is Pete Woods, and we got a really creepy looking Red Skullish cover by Philip Tan. Very nice. Scooby Apocalypse 33 by Keith Griffin and Pat Olive. We have a Olif cover for cover A and a Javer Fernandez of a real drooling jaws Scooby-Doo for cover B. Suicide Squad number 50 by Rob Williams and German Peralta. Jim Lee is doing cover A, and the second half of the connecting cover by Matina. Supergirl 26 by Mark Andreoka and Kevin McGuire. Cover A is by Yannick Paquette, and we have a really, really adorable cover by Archer for cover B. Superman number 7 by Bendis and Joe Prado. Yeah. Ivan Reyes and Joe Prado. Excuse me. Ivan Reyes does cover A, which is really, really, yeah, father against son. And Brian Finch does a nice super duper cover for cover B. Titans 33 by Dan Abnett and Bruno Redondo. We have a Miko Suyan cover for cover A and a Tyler Kirkman cover for cover B. Last, for DC Comics, we have Wonder Woman 62 by G. Willow Wilson, and art is by Ixar Monaco. And Terry Dotson does cover A, and Matteo Scalera cover for cover B. Make a poster of that, but if they don't have a poster, get cover B. And that's it right now for D. Next up for Dynamite Comics, we got one James Bond Origin number 5 by Jeff Parker and Bob Q. And I'm only showing one cover, and that is, I believe, the John Cassaday cover. For Image Comics, we got a couple of books here, and one of my favorites is back. I'm going to start with Gideon Falls number 10 by Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino. I'm only showing right now the Sorrentino cover, cover A. There's no image for the Christian War, cover B. One of the best right here. Isola number 6 by Brendan Fletcher and Carl Kresge. This book is reminds me, as I said before, but it's been a while, so I'll say it again, of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Just an excellent, excellent piece of work right here. And we have Kreschel cover for cover A, and Jen Bartel is doing cover B. Middle West number 3 by Scotty Young and George Corona. Get it and enjoy it. Spawn Kills Everyone 2, number 2, and cover A here by Tom McFarlane, and I believe the interiors is done by Will Robson. And that is it for Image Comics. Next up, I'm going to make mine Marvel with The Amazing Spider-Man number 13 by Nick Spencer and Ryan Otley. We have a Ryan Otley cover for cover A, and cover B is the Phil Noto Marvel 80th anniversary cover, and we love that. As Guardians of the Galaxy number 5 by Cullen Bunn and Luca Maresca. Really don't care for this book, but the cover is by Del Keono, awesome. Black Panther number 8 by Tanase Coates and Kay Walker. Cover A is by Palolo Rivera, and Jamal Campbell is doing cover B, which is a Guardians of the Galaxy variant. Conan the Barbarian number 2 by Jason Aaron and Muhad Asur. We have a Assad Ryback cover. We have the action figure cover, and we also have an Emmanuel Lupacino cover and an incentive cover by Mark Brooks. that first issue was banging. I'm gonna stick with that. I'm really enjoying that. Fantastic Four number 6 by Dan Slott and Aaron Cougar. Again, we have an Aside Ryback cover for cover A. Cover B is the Phil Noto Marvel 80th Anniversary. And I put up cover D, which is the Alex Ross Marvel's 25th Anniversary cover. New book for Marvel this week, Invaders, Volume 3, Number 1 by Chip Zdarsky and Carlos Magno. And also Butch Geist is on that book. Butch Geist does cover A. We have a Alex Ross cover and a really cool Virgin cover that Joe Quesada is drawing. And what is it? Frank Robbins Hidden Gem cover. Scotty Young cover. And I think that's all that I'm covering for that. Pick one up, maybe. Ironheart number 2 by Eve Ewing and Luciano Vecchio. Marvel's Weekly continues. The Man of Fear number 3 by Jed McKay and Eben Coleo. We got a Kyle Holtz for cover A. Cover B is by Giuseppe Camalacola. And Luke Ross does cover C. Marvel Comics presents Volume 3, Number 1 by Charles Soule and various others. We got the Art Adams cover, a Ron Lim cover, and a John Cassaday cover, I believe. And there's also a, is it a Hidden Gems variant by Adi Gravov of Captain America, which is not shown. The Return of Wolverine, number 4 by Charles Soule and Declan Shavy. Cover A is by Steve McNiven. And I believe I put up cover D, which is by Chris Stevens. Deadpool Spider-Man 44 by Robbie Thompson and Jim Toe. Not really a favorite of mine. Star Wars Age of the Republic Special number 1 by various artists and writers. Cover A is by Rod Reyes and cover B is by Kyle Pham. The End of the Uncanny X-Men Weekly Run number 10 by Ed Brisson and Perry Perez. We have the Camocoli cover for cover A. Ron Lim cover for cover B. The X-Men action figure variant and a really sick looking late 80s Wolverine by David Finch. And last but definitely not least for Marvel, we have Venom, finally back on a regular basis. A regular Venom book, number 10 by Donnie Cates and Ryan Stigman. Ryan Stigman is doing a web swinging cover A of Venom, and we have the Phil Noto Marvel 80th variant cover for cover B. And there is also a Conan versus the Marvel Universe cover for this, which is cover C by Humberto Ramos. And that is it for the Marvel Universe. We got 2 independent books this week. We got Walk Through Hell number 7 by Garth Ennis and Gorgon Sedzuka. I'm surprised that hasn't been optioned or something yet for a television show. Definitely should. And the last book of this week is Firefly number 3 by Greg Pak and Dan McDade. We have cover A by Lee Garbett and cover B by Joe Quinones. And I hope that you enjoyed this episode. And that's all the books for this week. Buy them, read them, love them.